We are officially here with the Uncensored Mothers podcast. I'm Aireen Joy, and my co-host is the amazing Marie-Laure. We have become lost mom friends since 2020? 2020?
2020. The year we
Yeah,
lost our daughters.
yeah, yeah, our first babies. So, yeah, and we're here doing this podcast, and we're going to share our stories and share other mom stories as well, and give you a little bit of medical information. What else? What else are we going to do?
We're going to talk about anything nobody wants to talk about when it comes to motherhood, building a
Yeah.
family. Like, I think the good, the bad, and the ugly. We don't want any taboos around motherhood and going where it hurt, like digging where it hurts for us, but really wanted to talk about like the whole journey and not just rainbows and sunshines and butterflies. Like,
The
we
cute
always
stuff,
hear,
like squishy
right,
babies and chunky thighs, and,
right.
yeah, I love that. I love that.
Honoring like the journey of
Yes.
motherhood and building and growing a family.
Yes. And we both are in the trenches. I guess you say in motherhood right now. I have a living 5-year-old daughter. And then Marie-Laure.
I have a living, almost 3-year-old son, and then I have a daughter who passed away in 2020, a sweet Juliet.
We're gonna talk a lot about Juliette today. I also do have a angel baby as well, Aireen Joy. She passed away at 36 weeks gestation in 2020 as well. So Marie-Laure and I, we met through a lost mom group actually during COVID.
Right.
And then we've been friends ever since and connecting. We don't actually live in the same city. I'm going to throw that fact out there. I'm in San Diego, California, and Marie's in St. Louis, Missouri. So we are not even in the same time zone. So we're doing this after we are working moms and, doing household things and being with our men and our kids. And then we're doing a podcast. So, bear with us as we go on this journey. But today I really wanted to focus on Marie-Laure's journey, especially because you have a secret that you haven't said yet. But
Yeah, it's pregnancy after loss awareness month, and I happen to be almost 32 weeks pregnant. So I'm right in the trenches again of pregnancy after loss, and we wanted to talk about that while I was pregnant, living it right now and being
yeah,
too like no sugarcoating it because I'm currently living it and all the hope and all the fears at once.
yeah. And all the taboos that come with it, right? Like
Right.
I I have to commend you on, oh my gosh, even wanting to start this podcast while pregnant too. I'm like, when you brought the idea and like to me about I don't know what, like 6-ish like months ago or what have you, I was like, okay, girl, let's do it. Like, but you're also pregnant. Like,
Right.
what are we doing? And I was like, okay, she wants to do this. We're going to do it. And it's the universe is calling us to do this. And I think our angel babies are guiding us into this. And our daughters, I know angel baby is a term that not everyone uses, but our daughters are, I feel like they are guiding us truly. I can't tell you how many dang butterflies I've been seeing, especially with Laylee's birthday coming up in 2 days. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I almost got smacked in the face with a butterfly, by the way, Marie-Laure.
Oh my
Today.
gosh.
Today. When I was
But
at
she
work,
wanted
just
you to order that cake.
I know, literally. And then I ordered the cake and then I like stopped seeing butterflies. This is the weirdest thing. But anyhow, but Marie is currently pregnant after loss. Um, and so this is that time to capture it because the emotions are raw and real. I know we both have experienced pregnancy after loss and our journeys are the same and yet very different. And so I want to jump in with you, Marie-Laure, and kind of talk about specifically if you want to jump back into your story with your sweet Juliette. And oh my gosh, I can't believe she would be, geez, 6 this year.
Yeah. Yeah, in
Yeah.
July. Yeah. Yeah,
Crazy.
so it's pregnancy after loss, but not only, right? Because I had severe early onset preeclampsia. I was diagnosed at 24 weeks, and Juliet had in utero in utero growth restrictions. So she was actually first percentile. She measured 3 weeks behind, which made her very, very small. And even, 24 weeks viability. Because she was so small, they consider her a baby of 21 weeks and not 24 weeks. So when I was diagnosed with preeclampsia, it was preeclampsia with severe feature. And they immediately told us, if she's born today, she's not going to survive. We don't have tubes small enough for her. So a lot of trauma around that. And I was able to stay pregnant an extra week, but still made it to 25.5. And she died during labor. I was induced to save my life. And she died during that labor. And then I went on, so she was stillborn, and I went on to have pneumonia, peripartum cardiomyopathy, which is a heart failure induced by pregnancy. And I had sepsis, had my protein level showed like nephrotic levels. So they were very, very worried about my kidneys. Basically, preeclampsia can shut down your body. And that's kind of like what was happening to me. So it's not only pregnancy after loss, but it's like a pregnancy after maternal health complication, severe maternal health complication, and it makes me high risk. I'm high risk of developing preeclampsia again, being watched very carefully. I had a son, Theo, who was born 3 years ago and never developed preeclampsia with him. So I think like everybody's a little bit more like, okay, we had a good outcome. It's going to be okay. We hope. Like there's like a lot of hope here. Whereas with Theo, we had no idea which way it could go. And actually, before I got pregnant with him, I was told that because my preeclampsia was so early, so severe, so dramatic, that for me would be a when I developed preeclampsia again and not an if. So with Teo, I spent my whole pregnancy like waiting for the preeclampsia to show up
Wow.
and hoping that if when it does, I'll be far enough along that it won't matter for the baby, that he'll survive. And luckily, I never had preeclampsia. I was also induced at 37 weeks to hopefully like avoid that. But with this baby, we are a little bit more hopeful. We had good outcomes. And one thing, with preeclampsia, like a lot of people who experience that, it's very traumatic. It's very dangerous. A lot of
Yeah.
people have babies, and even if like most people don't have babies who die, but still it happens. And sometime later in pregnancy, because it's a placental issue, so stillbirth can happen. But it's like 1 in 4 women, according to the Preeclampsia Foundation, 1 in 4 women who experience preeclampsia will not have another pregnancy. And that's like, I think that shows like how much fear and also like consequences for our
Yes.
bodies having this disease.
Yeah.
So definitely
That's
taking a
crazy. The
gamble.
1 in 4 statistic. So 1 in 4 women who experience. So if you experience preeclampsia again, you're not going to be able to have another pregnancy.
No, they choose like 1 in 4 women who like
Yes.
had preeclampsia choose to not have another pregnancy, or may
Because
be told like you probably should not, but
right.
they decide to like adopt or they can go through surrogacy, or they may decide not to have other children. And with the
Mm,
heart failure, peripartum cardiomyopathy, a lot of cardiologists will tell women not to have other children.
well,
And
because of risk.
I was very lucky that my cardiologist was like, we'll never tell women not to have children because it's so important. So we'll just guide you and make sure support you and be there and watch you. But I have women cardiologists. I have cardiologists who are trained in this
Right.
very specific type of heart failure, and not
Mhm.
just some like random cardiologist who only works with men in their 50s with heart attack. Like, completely
Right.
different disease
Right.
and issue.
Such a good point to touch on too, because I know like people think that doctors or like medical providers have, oh, you're a doctor, so you went through the same training. No, it's not. It's not like that at all. Like you'll see an OBGYN and then they're trained in general, like obstetrics, right? And gynecology. But then you'll see a maternal fetal medicine doctor, and they're actually like trained in high risk pregnancies. So, and those have become our best friends. So, I mean, yeah. So for like us, we just can't see a regular cardiologist or liver
Right.
specialist. OBGYN. Like we have to see the big bosses in the medical field.
Right.
Like it's crazy
And maybe
though.
even like an MFM, like, I mean, they obviously train, like high risk stuff, but some of them even have more training into like one specific disorder or something.
Like I've heard of like a preeclampsia, maternal fetal medicine specialist, like or they've
Yeah.
seen a lot of cases with that. But yeah, that's so true. Good point. I'm curious, Marie, like I want to switch back to Juliet really quick. I know you and I have talked about it a lot ad nauseum about our daughters and that we're able to bond with that. Can you like explain with being with this pregnancy now and then going through the loss and now that it's been almost 6 years, like how have your feelings changed? Have they changed? Have your emotions changed? Like what is it like, I guess, in like a nutshell for anyone
Oh
listening?
yeah.
What is that like to go through this after loss, especially a significant loss, like a second, third trimester loss, and then now to have Teo and then now be pregnant? What are you feeling and all that?
Right. And I think like, yeah, there's the loss of Juliet and also had a miscarriage. So early loss, but it compounds, I feel like, and you probably felt that too, because I know you experienced several losses. It's like we did just have, I mean, Juliet's gonna be the primary like story of guiding this pregnancy after loss. But then it's
Yeah.
also like, well, we had two, we went well, then we had another one that didn't go well. And it's like now it feels even less likely that it's going to go well. But yeah,
Yeah.
with Juliet primary story, like it definitely um is a lot of anxiety. I mean, it's fear and hope together at all times. Like it's 1 second you're like, okay, it's gonna be fine, and then there's gonna be something that comes up. I mean, still something so silly, but I don't feel I'm not a very superstitious person, and yet in pregnancy, I've become very superstitious. Like I'll park in the same parking spot, the same row, because we know parking spot can vary, but I try to sit like on the same seats. I will
Yeah.
not sit where I sat with the miscarriage because I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm not sitting back there. When I go for my ultrasounds, like the side of the room where, where I was sitting when Juliet found out Juliet was gonna die, like, I like tried to sit like on the opposite side, and my husband was like, "What? What if there's no seat open here? What do you do?" I'm like, "I'm standing. Like I
Right.
am not sitting there."
I'm not seeing the forbidden seats. Come on now. No.
Yeah,
No. No.
I'm standing, I'm not sitting here,
Yeah.
and, like, little things, like, I had a doctor's appointment I had a non-stress test today, and so I'm wearing my little rainbow earrings, and,
That's
like, it's like
so
I have, like, the whole, like, outfit to go with this, and it's just, like, not that what try to get the yeah, what chance it? Because it's a lot, right? You're always so worried, it's like, from the second you're, like, pregnant every day that you take I mean, I personally every day when I'm pregnant, at the beginning, it's like a pregnancy test to see if that line is getting darker, and then I can get I'm lucky, I can get the blood test, and so once we have that, that's like, "Okay, that's progressing well," and I had my first ultrasound at 5 weeks, but so then I stopped taking
high risk, mama.
yeah, and having had, like, an early miscarriage, I guess they wait to check.
Yeah. I
And then
mean,
I
it's
had
like the positives and negatives with it, I guess.
oh,
Perks of trying to make it into a positive, but yeah, it's
right, and yeah, and I feel like a lot of people are like, "Oh, you have so many ultrasounds, how lucky, I wish, like, I only have 3," and you're like, "Yeah, but every time I go in for an ultrasound, I fear that my baby's dead." And
yeah.
even now at almost 32 weeks, like I feel him move. I can be like, okay, he's here, he's fine. And yet I'm still like freaking out because it's like ultrasounds are not where you find good news. Like I think in our shoes, right? Like when you had a pregnancy, my like ultrasound is where I always found something was wrong.
Oh,
And
yeah.
for the miscarriage, obviously, and then Juliet, I was diagnosed after having a growth ultrasound for her where they saw that the blood flow from the placenta to the baby was reversing. Like it was stop and go at that time. And they're like, this obviously these babies small, there's something wrong. And I was sent to the hospital. And so it's like, oh, ultrasounds are not a happy place. And even when you see good news, like I feel like now this stage of pregnancy, I start relaxing a little bit more because
Yeah.
it's just like we just monitoring the growth. There's like, okay, as long as he's growing, we good. But I've been until 28 weeks, I'm like holding my breath the whole time and being like, what are we gonna find out? Like, what is it gonna look like? Like the anatomy scan. So many people are like, "Oh, this is when I found out the sex of my baby," and I'm like, "That's the least of my worries."
Like, is mine still growing? Is everything good? Yeah.
Right? It's like I'm going into this ultrasound thinking like, "This is how I found out." Like, what? This is when I find out what my baby's going to die of. It's not
It wasn't good news for you. It
right. It's not. It's not good. Like it's scary.
Yeah.
Those ultras. So yeah, we have a lot, which is great, I guess, to see our baby, but it's not. It's way more than that. And I had
There's so
now many times this pregnancy, 3 times I was, put into the room for my ultrasound where we found out, something was wrong with Juliet. And
Gee.
one time they moved me rooms. I was like, "This is where I found out bad news. I need a moment." She was like, "Let's move." And 2
Yeah.
other times, I just cried for a minute. I'm like, "This is a hard room. I need a I need a moment," and then I was able to go on and continue with the ultrasound. It's like I cannot be in that room and not think back of like everything that happened and being worried that I can't get good news in this room. And then it's like trying to stay. It's kind of like trying to get some power back too.
Yeah.
So it's also the kind of important being like, huh, if I stay, I can like show fear. and and it's the hope. Different
Mhm.
pregnancy, different outcome. So
Right.
it's like this battle of like, should I stay? Should I go?
Cue the song. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. I totally yeah, absolutely, Marie-Laure. I'm like, because 'cause I'm thinking back to when you were pregnant with Teo too, and just getting through the milestones of 28 weeks and all of that. I remember it was like, "Phew, okay, good. We're good." Like, it was just like a breath, right? Also, like, going to all these appointments though, like, I can't believe that you even stayed in that room. I would have been like, "No, I'm not even I I need a different room." Like, I'm not no. Like, I would be a real diva about it because no,
Yeah.
absolutely not. Like,
Yeah.
no.
It's my not wanting to make a fuss thing,
See, so
It's
sweet about it. I'm like, "No, get me another room. We're
yeah.
done. Too triggering." Like,
Right. And I
draw the
think it's
line.
very fair
Yeah,
and valid to be like, I can't be in this room. And I actually thought for a while, it's like, I need to tell them, like, put a note in my file, like, I don't want to be in this room. Because there's a sense of relief when I don't go in that room. It's like,
right.
oh, thank God, like, we're not going in there. But it's also like, I feel like this pregnancy, it's kind of funny because I did a lot of things that I was going to do with Juliet. And I didn't get to do that. I was like, with Teo, I was like, no way, no way I'm going to do this. And in this pregnancy, I'm doing it, but not on purpose. Like,
What do you
so
mean?
with Juliet, we were supposed to travel to France when I was about 3 months pregnant, and but COVID happened, so all of our trips were canceled. So I didn't go to France, and I was kind of bummed because it's like France is where I'm from. My whole family lives there, and I was like, oh, my family will get to see me a little pregnant, and did not happen. And I was gonna like I remember I had like this cross stitch to attend. I love cross stitching, and I had made like this little birth like baby pregnancy announcement cross stitch, and I was gonna gift it to my grandma and to tell her. And it was like, well, it didn't happen. So this pregnancy with Teo, I was like, we're not traveling anywhere. And this pregnancy, I bought tickets like the month before fight to France, a month before finding out I was pregnant. And so it was like, should we go? Should we should we not go? This is so far away. What are we
Yeah.
gonna do? And I have an amazing OBGYN who's like, you're fine, you can go. And I mean, at that point, I had like 3 or 4 ultrasounds already. By the time
Uh,
I was going, I was about, I forgot, I think I was like 10 weeks pregnant. And it's like I had an appointment like right before I left. As soon as I came, like the day after we flew back, I had another appointment. It was very plan, you know, everything was kind of planned. And so I ended up going to France pregnant, which was not the
That's
plan
amazing.
at
But
all.
that's
It was-
amazing.
But I feel like it's kind of like a healing thing, like
Exactly.
not taking away from Juliette and any of that, but really
Like
it's
full
like,
circle, you'd say?
yeah, yeah. It's kind of this was my last pregnancy. Like so it feels like
Yeah.
yeah, full circle and same thing, we're gonna have a baby shower with Juliette and we had to cancel it because she died before we had the baby shower and Taylor was like, don't talk to me about a baby shower. Like
Wow. Yeah.
we didn't buy anything until I had my induction date scheduled.
Oh,
um
yeah, I remember that. I was like, "Do you want anything?" You're like, "No, I'm good. Let's
yeah.
just wait." I'm like,
Yeah, and I had
"Okay."
people like be like, "Hey, I have lots of stuff. Like, I don't want to be pregnant anymore. Like, if you want things," and I was like, "Can we wait until the baby's here for
Yeah.
me to look at it?" Because for Juliet, we had a few things, not a lot. You know, she was 25 weeks when she died, and because of the pandemic, the stores were closed, so it's not like we could just go shopping, and
Oh
so
my
it kind
god.
of like delayed, kind of figuring
So
things out,
weird.
and but we still had things that we had to put away, and that sucks, and that's, like, the worst. I mean, it's extremely painful, and I did not wanna go through that again. I was like, "I'm not putting things away," and now I had really, really amazing friends that were, like, reached out to me, it's like, "We would like to throw you a baby shower. Would you like to?" And I thought a lot about it, and I'm like, "Well, it's basic," and I told them, you know, it's like I think it's, like, the importance of being honest with your support people. It's like, I'd love to celebrate my pregnancy and this is the last one and it's been such a hard journey to get here. Like I feel like we deserve some celebration and wanting to be like, we're doing it. We you guys like sharing like the joy. And at the same time, it makes me very, very anxious. Like it's very scary. And they were like totally getting it. Like they're like, you know, if at any point you want to cancel, just let us
Yeah.
know if it's too much. And it's coming up in a couple of weeks and I'm like more excited about it for now. So it's
That's
good. But
good.
every time I we start having gifts like come to the house and I'm like, what if something happens? Like
Like,
now I have to return these things and
ugh,
you
yeah.
can't help it, right? Like the thought like it's not just
It's normal. It's very normal.
right.
Very normal after loss. I'm just gonna say it, I'll put it out there. After you've gone through loss, especially after significant loss and multiple losses like we have, yeah, it's flipping normal. Like, I like, "No, it's cursed. I don't want it." Yeah, that's the way I was too. Like, "I don't want this. I don't want this new cute little, like, romper, like, onesie. Like, send it to me after baby's
Right.
here." "Thank you.
And it's
So
like there's
grateful."
no need to set up anything. Like, you know, I'm like, I'm not gonna
No.
open this and set it up. Like, we'll
Don't set
wait.
anything
Yeah, we'll wait. And yeah, it's and which, you know, makes me I'm not a chill person. And I tend to be like overthinker, trying to prepare, think of like everything I need to do. And it forces me to be someone I'm not. And it's really weird because it's
up.
like
Say that.
we have plenty of time to get ready for this baby. The baby, and it's the same way with Tail, which is like the first we would take home, right? And it's like, we have plenty of time. We don't really need anything. Like, we had the car seat and a bassinet that was not set up because I went on to have prom with a premature rupture of membrane. My water broke at 35 weeks.
That's
We had
right.
nothing prepared. We didn't buy I mean, it's like, I didn't even buy diapers. But the hospital give you all that stuff. So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's fine. It's
it's
fine.
fine.
As long as you have a car seat, you'll be fine.
Car seat, stroller. I don't know. I think if anyone's listening to this, they'll probably think we're crazy a little bit, but it's like we like. I mean, for me with Laylee, I had everything set up. I had the nursery, I had the crib, like everything was set up, and then your baby dies, and then you're like, okay, you come home to the crib and the nursery and all the
Right.
things. And for me and her dad, it was just like, okay, we're just gonna shut the door and then just leave it alone. And of course, both of our losses was during COVID. And so, of course, like we couldn't go anywhere. So I was like, yeah, we're definitely going to just shut the door and just not go into that room. And
Right.
that sucked because that was also our office because at the time I worked from home. Yeah. And then her dad got laid off because of COVID. And so then it was just me working. It was a whole hot mess. And I was just like, oh, what are we going to do with this? And I had to have one of my best friends come over and she had to help me pack everything, like, in boxes and things, and I remember I was, like, just my friend Sissy. I was like, "Sis, just come over and just pack all the crap." Like, I can't. And you can't identify with it because then you identify with the emotions and the emotions get it just gets too much. And then you're already grieving the loss. So I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're good. Just pack it all up. And then I found out I was pregnant. So then I had to like bring everything out. And I'm like, well, this is like a cruel joke. Thank you.
It's like, I joined this bumpers group, right? We're like, we could do date and whatnot. The Thanksgiving, like Friday, everybody's like, oh my God, so many good deals. I'm like, it's November. We like, at that point, I think we were like 12, 15 weeks pregnant. Like, it's like, these people give me so much anxiety. I mean, good for them. Good for them. I wish I could have been like, I'm pregnant, you get your NIPT back, your low risk or whatever, and then you're like, oh, I'll have a baby. It doesn't work that way for us. So like, I'm like, you know what? There'll be deals later that year. This baby's worth it that I'll pay full price for whatever I need. Like, it will all be fine. Theo did not have a nursery until I think he was like 3 months old. I think I bought
Yeah,
his crib. Like, I mean, he had a bassinet, didn't need a crib.
I I know.
And it
Doesn't matter.
makes you not buy stuff you don't need either because you're buying as you need it. So it's like, I'll
Yeah.
need this. And so, see, positive silver lining of pregnancy after loss, you save money.
Save lots of money, and then you get the newest and the best updated gadgets and gizmos for your baby,
Yeah, and then
okay?
you buy like all the things that tells you like the outlet, or we had a different one from the Halo company to make sure, it tells you like your baby's breathing and has a
Yeah.
heartbeat, and it was just like for me to be like, okay, he's breathing, because yeah,
Mhm.
it's the fear, and you're like so worried. You stop, like and I know this baby's probably be the same way, like until they're 6 months old. I'm
Mhm.
not gonna really truly breathe. Like, you breathe a little bit better, right? But
Yeah.
like, we talked about milestones and
Yep.
how like milestone means nothing in pregnancy after loss. Like, everybody's like, oh, second trimester, and then 20 weeks, halfway there, and I'm like, 20 weeks, that's when preeclampsia can start, people. Like, this is
Yeah.
scary. This is
It's
not
like,
worth celebrating.
this is not like, you don't celebrate till that baby's crying and on your
Yeah.
chest, like, everything's
Like,
clear and, like,
yeah.
healthy
And
baby,
then there's
healthy mom.
Right.
Then you
And then
celebrate.
there's viability. Everybody's like, viability, viability. It's like, well, when your baby died after viability,
Oh my goodness, I love that. Yes,
it
because
means nothing.
it doesn't mean anything, like, especially to us, like, I don't know, like, Leia was like, my rainbow baby, right? She's 35 weeks. 35 and 2, 35 and something like that, very early, and then her sister, Laylee was 36 weeks, like, on the money, and I'm like, "It doesn't matter, like, just get her out and get her
Yeah.
healthy and crying, and I
Right.
don't care." Don't
Right.
care, because after 35 weeks, 34 weeks, 34, 35, like, the baby's more viable, less time in the NICU, you can do the
Yeah, it's
steroid.
better outcomes. And yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, when your baby didn't make it after these milestones, it means nothing. And then you have your own milestone. Like, I remember celebrating with Teo being 25, and even this pregnancy being 25 weeks and 6 days. This is like, that's the longest I've ever been pregnant. Like, I'm going to celebrate this. Like, this pregnancy was like, I'm 25 weeks, 5 days, and I'm not in the hospital. And that is worth celebrating. Like,
The victory, girl.
yeah, it's like all these like very, very different, like being almost 2 weeks not having preeclampsia. Because since, 20 weeks, I've been taking my blood pressure every day. I've been hyper focusing on like all my symptoms and every sensation. Like, my ankles are swollen, or like, as the last two episode, one last week, when earlier this week, when I was nauseous and vomiting again. And these were my first symptoms of preeclampsia, was that I started throwing up again. And I just thought, a pregnancy is just hard for me. I must be one of those women that'll just throw up throughout. And turns out that no, that's a sign of preeclampsia. So when I started throwing up again this week, it's like, this is not normal. It could be something very, like, maybe I got food poisoning, maybe it's indigestion, maybe it's everybody, I got the stomach
There's
bug
so many
twice in this
things.
pregnancy,
Yeah.
so why not a third time? Like, but I reached out to my doctor. Like, it was like am throwing up. This was my first symptoms with Juliette. Maybe it's nothing, but it's not, like, I feel
Normal.
fine. I don't feel sick. Can we check? Can we look into it? And she was like, she was like, please take your flu test because it could be a flu test. It could be a lot of things going around, but
Yeah.
also let's just come in, get some lab work,
Yeah.
and let's just make sure, everything's fine. I was like, my blood pressure has been completely fine the whole time. I had a slight headache on Monday, but took a Tylenol and it went away, which is like another sign of preeclampsia. Like if you have a headache that doesn't go away. So
Right.
it's like everything was kind of showing, like I could have just been like, everything is fine. I don't need to go in to see the doctor. I don't need to reach out to my doctor. I could explain everything as not preeclampsia, but I'm like, why take the risk? Like, why
Right.
do that? And I'm very, very lucky to have an amazing team of doctors that are like, they all keep telling me like, if you have a doubt, if you don't feel well, if something is causing you anxiety, like please come see us. So following that thought, every time something's not right, I go in and
That's also reassuring. Like, I know for me with Leia, that's what I did. Like, anytime I needed that reassurance, I was right there in that hospital triage, like,
yeah,
check me, you know? I think it's normal though, for
yeah,
after everything that we've been through. It's
right.
very
And why
accurate.
chance it? Why we know, yeah, because it's like the same thing like with Juliet. I could have explained all my, and we did actually. I was like, I'm throwing up again. My husband was like, yeah, but you opened the fridge and there was a smell. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm
Justify.
swelling, but it's summer in St. Louis, like when it's 100 degrees and 100% humidity. It's miserable. Shortness of breath, pregnancy. Like we could explain everything. And all we did was not, because we didn't know. We didn't know any better. So that's why we
Yeah.
did it. But now we know better.
We know too much,
Yeah.
girl. We know too much as
We
mom.
know too much. I think a lot about this. Like, I feel like going through pregnancy after loss is probably like going through pregnancy as a doc, like an OBGYN or MFM. Like, these people go through pregnancy already knowing a lot. And that's like, we kind of like,
Oh my
and
god.
even if it's not you, right? It's like, I know your
Yeah.
story. I know the story of so many other moms that lost babies that now I'm like, at 20 weeks, I was terrified of having premature labor because I've met so many moms that lost their babies to premature labor in around 20 weeks. And so it was like, and it's like, same thing now, like, the kid counts and do that. But it's like, okay, I can tell like he's moving regularly and everything is fine. But one thing you often hear when people have a stillbirth is that the baby moves a lot right
Right.
before they die, they're in distress. And so when this baby moves and I'm like, are you moving too much? What does moving a lot means? And I don't really know
Yeah.
what that means, right? And
Yeah.
so it's like you become like very worried and it's trauma or hyper vigilant, like anyone that went through trauma, anything that feels not right. And then of course your brain is like protecting
Goes
you.
to the dream and yeah, it protects you and protects
Yeah.
you from the trauma, right? Like because
Right.
that's
Nothing's right because that's what the brain does. Like your nervous system is on high
yeah.
alert all the
Yeah.
time.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that you're doing the Count the Kicks and everything because I know we've talked about that organization and the app and everything
Mm.
and like I know because I don't know if you remember, but Laylee, she had accelerated movements right before she passed. So, but I also like I called into my doctor and I talked to the nurses and they're like, "Oh, you're fine. You're
Yeah.
fine. Everything's fine." But like, yeah, knowing your baby's patterns, right? Like it's so important that you know your baby, especially because I mean, they're in your stomach for like 9 months or like 8, 9 months. So like you're gonna know them, right?
Right.
But yeah, I'm gonna send you that video, Marie, because that's like
Yeah.
really
Yeah. Send it
it
to
was
me.
really weird. She was like it was almost like she was just like it was like she was in a roller coaster in my stomach and it was like this.
Hmm.
It was a little too it was just too fat.
Yeah.
But then I was like, "Oh, this is cool. She's just moving a lot." And then the nurses were like, "Oh, she's moving. She's fine." But it's not
Right.
the baby's moving. It's fine. It's is a baby's moving like normally around the same time with the same patterns and yeah.
Right.
So,
And I
yeah.
think a lot of us, like, we all hear about like slower movements, but we
Yeah.
never hear about like rapid movements. And then, yeah,
No.
so we don't call it in. Like, we just like, oh, it's what it
It's
is. And I mean, that's great that you did. But yeah, a lot of the stories is like, oh yeah, there was this change, but I didn't really know what
Yeah.
was going on. Then there was no more movement. And
Right. Yeah. And that's definitely what happened to me because it was very it's like that Friday night, it was accelerated, and then that felt her at, like, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and then once I got up out of bed, like, I didn't feel her. Lost my mucus plug, and then, yeah. So, I'm really glad you're continue to count the kicks, like, I mean, it's just so
yeah,
important.
for sure. Especially eh, yeah, especially if I don't feel him for a while or, it's like,
Count 'em.
and it's a crazy thing too, because it's like, feel him. Many, many times I've been like, I feel him, I felt him, but not like I want to. It's like,
Yeah,
I know he's moved, I felt it, but not in a way that's reassuring, not enough, not like, and so that's when I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just lay down and count the kicks, and yeah, it's like it's just the brain doesn't register because you get scared and you
yeah.
build your own, like, I'm very, very good at catastrophizing. I'm very good at that. So it can go from like 0 to 100. And sometimes I have to tell my husband, I'm like,
Oh,
okay, this is the thought I just had.
yeah.
And he helps me like calm down because it's just
Spiraling, like, keeps you intact.
yeah. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I'm like, "Oh, this is the thought," and yeah, and, I mean, we've had some moments this pregnancy that have been very, very stressful and very scary, like, 28 weeks, I thought my water broke, and
jeez.
luckily it didn't, but, it's like, "Oh my god, we have to go to the hospital, my water broke," and it's just like, I know a 20 like, at that point, he was what? Almost 3 pounds, so I know it's not like Juliette, that was 14 ounces, right? But in my brain, it's like, it's too early. I'm gonna lose the baby. And last week, same thing. We were at a non-stress test and they were like, okay, there's some dip in the heart rate. We want you to go
Oh,
to labor and delivery. And this was like too much. Like Juliette, where I went to what I thought was kind of like a routine growth scan, go on with my day afterwards. And then I get sent to triage. And this was like going for a non-stress test, doing a routine go around with my day afterwards. And I get sent to triage. And as I was talking to the doctor at the doctor's office, um, I had just started crying. Like I was just like, what does that mean for the baby? Um, am I having I could feel him move, so I was like, "Okay, he's not dying, like, right now, but is he? Is he, like, in distress? Like, should we am I getting ready to have a baby today? Like, what does all of this mean?" And luckily, like, they know my case. This was not my doctor, but, they know me there, and they were like, "No, like, it's for precaution. I don't think you'll have a baby. The way he's moving is very reassuring." Like, they were trying to really reassure me, and at the same time, they were very, like, validating of, like, what we've been through, like, it's like, makes total sense that you're crying, makes total sense that you are
yeah.
scared. We just wanna make sure, like, everything looks fine, but it was helpful to also ask the question and be, like, not being like, shy from that.
Mhm.
It's like, "You want me to go to the hospital, then what do you think I should prepare for?" Because I need to prepare for what's waiting for me, and if it's to have a baby today, then I need to know.
Yeah.
And luckily, everything at the hospital was fine. And one thing that was really touching is the nurse that came in to take care of us. She was like, I don't know if you remember me. I took care of you with your daughter. I took care of you with your son." And she was
Oh,
taking care of me with this pregnancy. And she saw me, like, I guess on the board or something. And she told the other nurse, "Oh, I know her." And it's like, "Oh,
oh
frequent
my
flyer
god.
over here."
Oh,
People
I'm gonna
know
cry.
you, and it's like
No.
going to the same hospital all the time, and that's what happened with Teo too when I went to antepartum because my water broke with him, and all the nurses were like, "We remember you. We remember Juliette. We remember your little lion," and that was, like, powerful because these are, like, the people you're like, "Wow," like, she made an impact, and I think as
Oh,
lost parents, that's what we want, right? A child
yes.
to not be forgotten, to be like, she impacted their lives, and that's
Oh,
so much. Like, I think that means the world to us. And it
yeah.
was really nice. And yeah, so having that nurse that take care of me that day being really, like,
Oh,
reassuring, and not having to explain a million times, like, yeah, really scared
yeah.
because I lost a baby. It was
Oh,
was
and
helpful.
not
So
having to explain your story and Juliet's story every single time, and just to have like a friendly face there that's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
Marie-Laure, you're good. I got you." Like, and shout out to those nurses. I'm telling you,
I
like,
know.
there's these nurses that like, and I'm friends with like some of them. You ladies know who you are in San Diego, and Marie-Laure's nurses know, like, you, like, especially these like female nurses who go through and their mothers too, and they still show up to work. Like, oh my God, kudos to them because I couldn't do it. I couldn't be a nurse in general. You would not want me to be a nurse in general. I'm probably the one Filipino that you do not want as a nurse. Yeah, just gonna say, throw that out there. And then they come up and they show up for their patients, like,
I know.
geez, please. So, like,
The labor,
you
delivery, and departed nurses are just some of the most amazing. I often think back of when we lost Juliet and the care we received. I think makes the most heartbreaking, most traumatizing time of our life less so because we had such good
know,
care from nurses to doctors to like I remember the team of pediatrician that walked into our room and
oh,
gave us
geez.
these this diagnosis and prognosis, and it was really bad, but they also something they did, they were like, "Do you have a name for your baby?"
Oh,
And at that point, we had a name, but we never told anyone, but instead of saying like, "Yeah, we have a name, but I'm not telling," I was like, "Yes, her name is Juliet." And from that moment on, they called her Juliet.
yeah.
It was on your baby. It was never your fetus, and it was Juliet. And that is such a small thing to do for doctors and nurses and people taking care of you that has such a strong impact because it's like they're taking care of our baby and it's naming them, right? And one thing that we know as lost mom, like having saying the name of our babies, like is so,
Absolutely.
so important.
Mm.
And so yeah,
So,
that
every month, but especially during March, during pregnancy, after loss month, and just in general. I think that's such a great insight, um, that everyone who is tuned in and listening to our podcast now and moving forward, it's like, oh, I think, it's gonna be great for us to drop, like, little, like, tidbits of, like, "This is what you don't say to someone who's gone through
right,
loss," or, like, "This is what you can do." So, like, I know for me, like, saying Laylee Joy's name is so important, like, for me, and, my friends know to say her name, and I've even had friends from high school, like, donate money to the nonprofit organization that I'm, like, a part of with
right.
ICP and they will put in honor of Lily Joy, and I'm, like, bawling like a baby every single time, and even if it's, like, $5, like, donating, I'm like, "Oh my gosh," like, I'm
Yeah.
bawling because that is so important, and it's so important to say their name and not just be like, "Oh, yeah, didn't you have a baby that died?" "Well, yeah, jerk, say their name," like, or ask, "What was your baby's name?" Because it matters to us, like, we carried them, and it's so important, and so don't be the jerk and not say the baby's name.
Right.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Right, or ignoring it, like just, "Oh, but you have another one now, so it's okay," right?
Don't even
Yeah,
get us started on another episode, girl, like,
that's like
that's
I know. My talking about pregnancy after loss and thing people say. I love my grandmother. She won't be listening to this, so I can't I can't say it. But
oh, the tea Marie-Laure.
she was like, "Do not." She was like, "During your pregnancy, do not talk about Juliet. Do not." She was like,
No,
"Because your baby's going to be born traumatized." And my grandmother
no,
is very superstitious. She's like, "I had a friend, she lost a baby, and then during her pregnancy, she talked about it, and her son was born traumatized." I'm like, "I don't think that's how it works." And I was just like, and actually something like in pregnancy after loss that I do because I have a harder time connecting with my babies because I'm scared. Not that I don't love them, like I'm scared. It's fear, right? It's like maybe if I protect, it's like the dumbest thing, right? We all try to guard our heart when it's like it's too late. Like already, I saw the pink line. I'm in love with this baby. Like I don't need anything else, but you guard your heart because you've been hurt and that's something I remember like talking to Teo about when I was pregnant and I was talking to this baby like I love you I'm really scared because your sister, your big sister Juliette, like I lost her and I'm scared I'm gonna lose you too. But I'm just really, it's not that I don't love you. It's not that I will provide, I will give you everything you need. I'm just really, really scared. That doing this like kind of like gives me some like relief of like, I'm allowed to feel how I feel. And it's like this conflicted feelings, right? Some
Yeah.
hope and fear in the mix.
And you can live in the fear and then the hope at the same time. It's very valid to have two feelings at once, especially
Right.
after trauma and after significant loss in anyone's life. And whether it's your child or not, it could be like your
Right.
parent or it could be, like your best friend or, your sibling or your spouse and they had that impact on you. And it goes a little deeper too when you have to bury your child. And so it just
Right.
extends a little deeper. Not saying grief in any way is any shape or form better than the other, but it's really different after you've been
Right.
through loss and you've lost a baby and buried a baby and then now you're pregnant. And so I can't thank you enough, Marie, for just opening up today, especially being pregnant with your beautiful third baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's hard.
yeah, I
Thank
think
you.
important to talk about this month and glad we could like have that happen. And yeah, we hopefully, I think we, as like told you, like as we were preparing this, we were thinking afterwards, it's easier to be like, "Oh, it wasn't that bad." Like, the pregnancy after. I mean, you still remember it. You still remember how hard it was, but I think you put on like some rosy glasses, and it's like, okay, it wasn't so bad. But when you're like in the trenches, it's like, no, this is horrible. And I mean, many times, I'm like, many times a week, I'm like, yep, not doing this again. I cannot take the anxiety
Okay.
of pregnancy after loss. I cannot. Like this is it for me. Like this is the last baby and no matter what happened, no matter the outcome, like I just can't do it again because it's for my mental health at this point.
And I think when you know that it's time,
Right.
like done. I mean, yeah, it's different also for me because I have the pretty rose-colored glasses on because I'm not pregnant, and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't remember all the trauma unless I really dive deep into it." But yeah, like,
Right. Yeah,
well,
it's like I mean, I think it's probably the same hormones and the same mechanism of like right now I'm completely in denial of the sleepless night. So it's about to hit us with the wakes in the middle of the night and being super tired. Like it probably is kind of the same idea of we tend to forget a lot. Like we're yeah, because we made it on the other side.
it's fine. Everything's fine. And then we still carry the grief bags with us, and then we're a little griefy and a little humor, and then a little griefy again.
Yeah.
It's just a cycle, though, but that is grief, and I think that's okay too, you
Right.
know? I think if I my final thoughts on this, to be honest, Marie-Laure, like, if you asked us, 5 years ago, right? Like, if you asked the Marie-Laure and the Aireen Joy, like, back then, 5 years ago, be like, "Oh, yeah, do you ladies think you'd be smiling and laughing and, be all" we'd be like, "What the heck are you talking about? No, we just had our baby die, a
Right.
year ago. No, I am never smiling again. I'm only wearing black. I'm only wearing which I still wear all black, let's be honest, but I'm still, a little griefy there, but at the same time, I'm still I would have never thought, we'd be talking about our daughters and doing this. I'd be like,
Right.
"You're crazy."
Oh
So,
my god, for real. Like I remember asking, will I smile again? Smiling was physically impossible. And I remember thinking like, so from now on I'm just gonna wear black. And I don't have the budget to just buy a whole new wardrobe.
you also
So
have multiple children, girl.
it was just like taken out of my hands,
Yeah.
right? But if I had the money to just be like, before I get dressed again, I'm gonna order all these clothes in black, and maybe I would have done. But yeah, yeah. I
Oh.
remember thinking like maybe I'll just wear black for the rest of my life. And but one thing I didn't do, and I kind of was like, I'm not going to do. I did not hold another baby until Theo was born.
I didn't know that.
That was
Yeah.
something for me that was very, like I could at
That's
first I couldn't do it, and then I didn't want to, because and in my head, I was like, if that's the last baby I hold is Juliette, then so be it. And that was I've held other babies now, but until Teal was born, I was like, she would be the last one that I held.
Oh my gosh, Marie-Laure, like stabbed to my heart, girl. Like,
Yeah.
wow,
And it's
man.
not, we talk about uncensored and taboos, and that's not something that's very acceptable. When someone has a baby, they're like, you want to hold it. And then you're like, no.
Like, I'm good. Thank you,
Yeah.
though.
And, Brent, we had some of our best friends have a baby, and I felt horrible because they were like, do you want to hold it? And I was like, no, I'm good. And Brent was like, said, he looks so comfortable right now. I'm okay. And I was like, oh, that's such a good
That's a good way
response.
to put that. Yeah.
Like, I should say that. Like, they look so comfortable. I would not want to.
I don't want to disturb your sweet baby. They look so
Yeah,
cute.
instead of being like, no, no, I'm good.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That's a good one. I'm gonna use that one next time. I'm like, I don't wanna hold a baby. But most times now I wanna hold a baby.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
After lately, I did not wanna hold a baby. I actually don't think I held a baby that year, but it was also COVID, so no one was like,
right. Nobody
"Hold
was
mama?"
giving you their baby. I know. The cat is like, not. Don't forget my emotional support job that I do. With
Oh
like,
my gosh, I love your cat. I hope your cat makes an appearance every single episode. Just like,
she probably would. Yeah, the cat is like, I helped you. I nursed you back to health. I'm the
"Meow."
reason you're doing fine now.
I've done my job, mom. You listen. Oh, buddy. Well, thank you, Marie, for sharing today. I know we're going to hear more about Juliette, especially as
Yeah.
we go on episodes. That is all for the Uncensored Mothers. We are here to break taboos against motherhood and continue to stay resilient in motherhood and honor our baby girls at the same time, Juliette and Laylee Joy. Thank you for joining us, guys.